There's charging points out in various parts of the city at the moment. We actually found when we started to use the electric cars, some of these charging points weren't working properly. Again, it was another teething problem. It was new. They had one in the Park and Ride at Queen's Drive, and it was months before they got it repaired. It was unreliable. Now, if things start going unreliable at this early stage, then that's always going to cast doubts on how quickly you can move forward.
The biggest hurdles were the logistics of the taxi industry, how a driver is self-employed, earns his money, downtime, and where else they could charge that car in Nottingham at that point, which was incredibly limited.
The council want to introduce hybrid electric vehicles, 40% of the fleet they want to change by 2020 on the Hackneys. They are hoping that there would be 20 to 25% of the private hire industry that will change by 2020. So they've set the figures out on the changes and how they want to transform it, because unfortunately with Nottingham the emission targets aren't being achieved. We're not one of the best cities, so the council are trying to do their utmost to improve them, and that means stopping traffic going in certain areas.
The local authority contracts that we do get involved with, they are normally longer tailed. You've got to go through supplier agreements, they do due diligence on you. It sometimes takes a lot longer. Again, if your financials don't stack up, they won't invite you to tender. So we normally find that the public sector contracts take a lot longer, but once you're in and you deliver, they seem to come back again for further projects. So it's important that, if you get that opportunity, you got to deliver and see through what you promised.
The taxi industry relies heavily. For a driver to take a car, he would need rapid chargers dotted, multiples of, all over the city to make it work. The only way we can see this happening for a taxi driver, because they are self-employed, to take downtime of 2 to 3 hours to charge on a fast charger just isn't practical. Whereas a rapid charger will at least give him 80% in 25-30 minutes. Then he can go about his business and earn the money.
It's another question that we've asked the council. If you go down a Park and Ride and there's about 3 or 4 charging points, if somebody gets in there at 7 o'clock in the morning, plugs in, goes to work, comes back at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, has that car been there for all that time? How does other cars get in there to charge? The charges are quite low at the moment on these vehicles, because I think Nissan was saying originally we could get about 100 to 120. Realistically, we're only getting about 75 to 80. You're talking heat, especially in winter. You're talking heaters on. If you're full of luggage, you're going up a hill, things like that.